So again, yeah. So again, just restarting. So this is the Interact dashboard, and for founders, community managers, marketing managers, partnership managers, essentially at Web3 communities, mostly DeFi's, GameFi's, NFTs, who essentially want to grow the user base. And the platform helps all of these users run various types of campaigns, both off-chain and on-chain, understand and analyze the impact you get from that. And that way it's heavily focused on just growth, analytics, and attribution. And then finally also help you retarget some of the users that you acquire from some of the campaigns, which I think is a pretty interesting innovation that we have been able to create essentially. So this is the homepage, and as you can see, you can add different community sources here. So for example, this particular account has an on-chain user base, a Discord user base, a Twitter user base, a website user base. We also have Telegram that's built out. And what this enables you to do is just understand, what's the community strength across these channels. You have some of these charts that again you can customize. Right now, it's just how these different sources have been trending over time. You can get a member leaderboard that's customized based on your logic. And then essentially, this is the part that basically differentiates it from most of the other platforms. The ability to actually create some of these campaigns, or the most commonly word used here is quests, and then understand from these quests, what kind of value you're able to generate. So while there are so many questing tools, we also have the analytics on top of it, and I'll just jump into that. Okay. So for example, you can basically, create some of these campaigns, and we have understood over time with some of these communities, there are some 3-4 very common campaigns: collaborating with the other community, doing a giveaway on Twitter, some on-chain contest, and the process is quite similar. So for example, if you're collaborating with the community, what we enable you to do is, given it's a template, now what you're able to see is some of these steps are already put in inside. So you can just post in the Twitter handle, Discord server, etc., those kind of things. There's also on-chain activity. So you can say, hey, do you hold a particular token, particular NFT? Do you have enough balance? Connect your wallet. Some custom tasks, for example, why don't you go ahead and swap on this particular exchange between so and so dates? So those kind of things you basically can set up here. And then what happens, you kind of get a page that's quite similar to some of these other questing platforms like you might have seen. Can you see my screen still?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the kind of a page that you get, where there's a very clear step-by-step guide of what you need to do. You can also add
real quick. I want to, before you keep going, I see the campaigns page, but it looks like you clicked on a quest link, and I'm not able to see that window.
I see. So I don't know how to maybe share it again. Let me just stop quickly, share again. Just hold on. Yeah. Okay. Let's just do a window share itself, right? That I think will be better. Yeah. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, I see now the quest test 1, and there's a series of events there.
Yeah, different conversion events that you can nudge your users to complete, right? And you can add in your own NFTs, your own reward system as well. You can further white label this page, right? So if you have seen some of these bigger companies like Ledger and Optimism, their quest pages stay on their website. So we enable that kind of user experience as well, or you can, keep it Interact labeled as well, the way you want it. That's up to you guys. And once you sort of have these campaigns, right, now this is where basically the entire magic starts coming in for us. So once you've created these campaigns, you can go within a campaign, and you can now start seeing the impact that campaign generated. How many Twitter followers came in, how many Discord users, how many connected wallets. You can also see the funnels across, the different steps that are part of the quest, so that you can understand where's the friction coming when it comes to user onboarding at times. And in fact, we also realized, you might actually want to take this campaign and promote it in a bunch of different ways. You might have a lot of influencers that you might want to give this link out to. You might want to post it on Twitter, on your LinkedIn, on different socials. So what you can do is you can actually create separate channels as well here. And then you can understand the impact of the quest promotion across different channels. Particularly useful for when you're running with some influencers and you want to see which influencer is driving value. Now, this is just quantitative, but if you go inside, you can actually start seeing some qualitative metrics as well. So rather than, overwhelming users with a lot of metrics, it's very simple. You just get to understand if there were 227 Discord users that came in from the quest campaign, what is the average number of messages they have sent? That gives you a sense of really, how good that user quality is, or, things like if you do a bucket, then how many people have messaged between 0 to 10, more than 100, all of that basically speaking. This for each of these sources: Discord, wallets as well. You get a sense of, their net worth and all of that. So that's basically what the campaign analytics is about. It gives you both a quantitative and qualitative sense. And if you want, you can actually also see all the users you acquired here, including their wallets, their socials that are connected, how many followers do they have, their on-chain worth, their native balance, the XPs that you might give them. Then there's this track tokens page. So you might have certain competitors that you might want to track as a community. So you can just put in those tokens, and then you can also see which of these users essentially hold those tokens, for example, or, do they hold some blue chip tokens and NFTs. And by the way, this exact same view is also replicated in our Your Users tab. So here it's not just about the one campaign, but all your users in one place. So all your Discord users in one place. You can see some more metrics like the roles, when did they join in, when was the last active. Then for the quest, you can see similar things like I was showing in the campaign page. You can also, if you have a smart contract, integrate that. And for the smart contract, see how many events has this particular wallet triggered. If you have a revenue event, you can define that. And then you can also start seeing, well, what's the lifetime value this particular user has generated for the smart contract? What's the net worth and all of those kind of things as well. And then we also offer a website integration. So if you've done the website integration, you can also see all the wallets that come and connect to your website. And now you can start seeing what type of users are coming and joining to your website. And there are a lot of other use cases you can explore. For example, personalizing the website flow basis the type of user getting, a whale versus a newbie, for example. So this is our Your Users tab. And just quickly covering the last part of campaign before I jump into retargeting. So similar to Quest campaigns, we also know there's a concept of affiliates, where you might want to drive traffic to your website through various, influencers, YouTube channels, micro communities, KOLs, all that. So this is the part where you can actually generate separate links for a website. And then you can see for, each of these campaigns, what has been the impact. So for example, if you run a KOL campaign with multiple KOLs and driving traffic to your website, then you can see how many people came in, what's the total number of wallets that connected. You can again see the funnel of how many people visited website, connected their wallets, did the transaction. You can also see some geographical tagging if you have enabled that. We obviously recommend not to do it given the whole Web3 ethos of privacy. So kind of like a crypto native Google Analytics is also possible in the platform. So this is, I'll say, the second part of our product, which is just campaign creation and analytics. And finally, like I mentioned, retargeting. So what you can do is, once you have created these campaigns and gotten a few users across your Discord, Twitter, or on-chain users, you can start creating some of these custom cohorts or segments. For example, questers who might have a high net worth, or Discord members who might be super active. So you can create and slice and dice as data, quite simple, no code way of saying, hey, of all my questers, how many of them basically have, Twitter followers, say greater than 10,000, right? Those kind of things. And what this enables you to do is, then to each of these custom cohorts, you can, from the platform itself, give them rewards in the form of tokens and NFTs, give them XPs, or actually token gate, which is basically say, hey, if you hold a particular token, I'll give you a particular role in Discord channel or a Telegram channel, right? And that's how you sort of re-engage them, retarget them. So you got these users. Now you want to make sure that the best users from this particular campaign, or the power users, essentially get retained, or are rewarded, or just keep engaging. So you can do all of that essentially from the platform as well, because you also have their wallets, Discord, and Twitter connected. So if you go inside a user, you can see all their identities connected in one place. You can see what all NFTs do they hold and all of that. So it gives you a good sense of the user that you're actually acquiring as well. And finally, there's just one small part. So you can actually create those NFT rewards right from the platform by just uploading a picture, and the NFT gets minted. And then you can send those NFTs out at reward. So that is broadly what I'll say the product is about. Again, summarizing, you can create quest campaigns, you can create affiliate campaigns. For each of these, you basically can also go in deep inside and see what the impact was, both quantitatively and qualitatively. And then you can retarget and re-engage them through allow lists, through token gating, and all of that.
Awesome. I think that's a great high level explanation of what someone can do in Intract.
Yeah.
You mentioned some of the deeper integrations between what we're accustomed to seeing in like a Google Analytics type of platform, combined with the Web3 elements of retargeting those users with incentives like NFTs or tokens or XP that you can tailor specifically for certain cohorts that meet those criteria you're looking to target.
Yeah. right? Just a couple more, I'll say, new features that are also coming in. So we also added recently a Discord report. Let me just try to show it to you so that you guys have a view of that, and just give me a sec. Yeah, I think that'll be a good feature to take a look at, given, you know, we have been hearing some pretty rave reviews about that one. Just hold on. Oh yeah, I'll again bring up my screen. And by the way, thanks a lot for, you know, patiently hearing me out.
Yeah, it's a one-of-a-kind product at this point, to combine the elements that have proven successful in traditional Web 2, you know, internet communities and products, now combined with Web 3 types of incentives.
Exactly right. So this is basically the report section. So this is just right now. By the way, this report will be for your Discord for every single source. Right now, it's just dummy data, so you can just ignore a couple of these things. But basically, what you can see is within your Discord community, how have your members grown, how many of them are active, you know, what is the number of members per role, these kind of things. You can see engagement charts. So, you know, how has been the sentiment in the community? Are your moderators, for example, responding to messages on time, those kind of things. And then you can actually also see some of these retention and activation metrics as well, which is quite common in the Web 2 world, but not so much in the Web 3 world of Discord and Telegram and Twitter. So that's something that, you know, we have made, which gives you a very good understanding about how your community is performing and how your resources are effectively being used outside of just the campaigns. So I just wanted to show this to you. But yeah, this is broadly what the product will look like in, I think, a couple of days. So I think nearing the launch for the latest product as well.
This has been great. Thank you for sharing. I think this is going to be really valuable for our community. And anyone who's building a Web3 community, who's looking to get deeper analytics and a stronger community engagement in their product. I think this is a valuable product.
Yeah, definitely.